Hey there and welcome to the God Paradox. So before we get started, let me put that out. If you are a very faithful person or a religious person or whatever, just please don't feel offended by this. I don't mean to insult any one of you. These are just my thoughts and, things that I heard or things that I read. It's, nothing personal. I don't want to insult your religion. I don't want to be, I don't want to insult anyone, and so this is not the intention of this. Just please don't be offended. So let's get on with it. I don't know if you've ever heard about the God Paradox, but the basic thing is there is a box. God created this box and he doesn't know the contents of this box. Is it possible for God to create such a box, or isn't it possible? A variation of this would be there is a rock and God created this rock and the rock is too heavy for God to lift it. Is that possible? Can God create a rock that he can't lift himself? These are two, variations of the same problem basically. Because the answers to these questions will define either if God doesn't have, all the powers in the universe, or if he doesn't have all the knowledge in the universe. And, these are the two abilities that are very important for our God, because they basically define our God. We are saying that our God is almighty and he knows everything and he's everlasting. And if you take one of these three things away, it's just, you are basically contradicting God, and you're not supposed to do that, I guess. So the reason why I'm bringing this to, discussion basically is because every time I try to discuss this with, very faithful or very believing or very religious people, they seem to, start to hate me and they get very angry because they don't like the question. They can't answer this question. Of course, it's a little bit of a trick question if we are honest. But as a matter of fact, they should be able to answer the question because it's their religion, so it shouldn't be too hard to find an answer. And if there is a logical flaw in your basic belief, in your basic human belief, I think you should really start to question your basic beliefs, because they shouldn't be logically flawed. That's, it's kind of wrong to base your life on something that has a logical flaw. And of course, I was asking one of my close friends, he's a how do you call them, a theologist? I think it's called theologist. Yeah, so he's studying God basically. And I was asking him what his answer to this question was. And guess what? He told me that it is not possible to answer the question, and furthermore, it is not possible to ask this question. The reason for that? It's simple, as he said. Because our language isn't that evolved, our language is imperfect, our language is not pure enough, it isn't divine enough, if you want to put it like that. It's just a very primitive way of communicating. It's not the way God communicates. And because of that fact, that our language is that, immature, if you want to put it like that, because of that, we are not able to ask the right question. The question in itself is wrong, because our language can't understand, our mind can't process the fact that God has every knowledge in the universe and has all the powers in the universe. Because of that fact, we just can't ask the question, so there is no need for an answer. And I always thought that this is kind of a lame excuse, I don't know, but it's just a very easy to see logical flaw. So I just wonder, why the hell should our language not be good enough to ask that question? And of course, he told me that God created us in a way that we can't understand his ways and yada yada yada, whatever. But I don't know, it's a really lame excuse. It would be the same thing if you came to me, your computer broke down, and you would ask me if I could fix the problem, and I would just say, okay, do you understand the problem, or do you understand how the computer works? And if you said no, I would just say, okay, you don't understand it, so are you not meant to fix the problem, so your computer should stay broken. So, that's basically the problem here. They're just saying we are not smart enough, so we shouldn't ask questions like that, these inconvenient questions. And I just don't think that that's the way this is supposed to be. And I don't think, if there is a God up there, if there is a God up there that created us, I don't think he created us in a way that we are not supposed to, ask questions or to question him. I just don't think that a creature like that or an entity like that would create us in a way like that. That doesn't make sense for me. You know, if he wants us to be pure, to be everlasting, to be, you know, to be an image of himself, I think it would make us a little bit smarter. But yeah, so what do you think about the God paradox? Please leave your opinion in the comment section below, and as always, rate the video, share the video, whatever you do with the video, and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and if you enjoyed this content. And that was it. I'm iLostLink, signing out.